Welcome to another RSR. Tonight we're reviewing Miami Hurricanes 21, Indiana Hoosiers 27, 2026 College Football Playoff National Championship game. Indiana is going undefeated. They go 16-0. They win the national championship. Curt Cignetti, well, he came through on his promise. He aura farmed with the best of them like Ange Postecoglou. He said, I win, Google me. Well, he won. Curt Cignetti. Indiana, undefeated national champions, their first ever national championship. Fernando Mendoza didn't have his best game. He did his job. Indiana had a really good first half, had a 10-point lead at the half, and they held that 10-point lead for the most part throughout the game. Miami kept throwing shots right back. They never gave up. It was a tight game, came down to the last possession. And well, we'll talk about that when we get there. Indiana deservingly are the champions. It was a close game, their first true close game of the playoff. Miami, they fought hard. Mario Cristobal has, even though they lost, brought the U back. He has brought the U back. And the aura of Miami football is back. And they will be national champions sooner rather than later. I would believe that very certainly. I won't say next year. I won't say when, but soon. Under Mario, they will be national champions. Just not tonight. Miami's defense was very good throughout the game. Indiana went on some sustained drives, and that really was what changed the game, especially the first quarter. Miami's offense could do nothing in the first half, except the last drive, which was a missed field goal. They were starting to get into rhythm at that point. Second half, Miami's offense started really playing like you would expect them to, and Indiana had to keep answering back. And in the end, Indiana did keep answering back. Fourth quarter was an amazing fourth quarter. It was a classic. Tight game through the first three, but the fourth quarter was who scores last. Really, that's where we went. Which, with this game, I still think Indiana's defense had a bad fourth quarter. Let's be real. Had a bad fourth quarter. Other than that, Miami's defense still allowed sustained drives. So Miami wasn't perfect defensively. Indiana could have had a better fourth quarter until that last drive. They came through. But overall, Indiana did their job, and that's why they won this game. They did their job. They're the national champions. Miami just didn't have the full line to win the national championship. And that's the way it goes sometimes. That's the way she goes sometimes. It is what it is. And we got the Miami Hurricanes versus Indiana Hoosiers. Scores. Radicic, the Croatian kicker. 34-yard field goal, 0-3. Only scored in the first quarter. Second quarter, Riley Nowakowski with a 1-yard touchdown run. They get close, 5 yards away from the end zone after the catch, out of bounds. They run it in, Nowakowski. They put up a big tight end to put the ball in. And they do. 1-yard touchdown run, 0-10. Halftime at 0-10. Miami misses the field goal. And we go to the half. We go to the half with a Indiana 10-point lead. Third quarter, Mark Fletcher Jr. with a 57-yard touchdown run. Goes to the outside. Nobody catches him. 7-10. And Miami's still in this game after a big stop to start the third quarter against Indiana. They stop Indiana. They score. That's what they needed, and they kept this game close from there. But Indiana stops Miami right by their end zone. Kamara blocks the punt. Jones recovers in the end zone to make it 7-17 Indiana. Fourth quarter, Mark Fletcher Jr. with a 3-yard touchdown run to make it 14-17. Fernando Mendoza gets a 12-yard touchdown run after going for it on fourth down twice in one drive and getting both. Makes it 14-24. Malachi Toney with an end-around 22-yard touchdown run to make it 21-24. Indiana drives down to field goal range on their last drive to give Radicic a chance to make it a 35-yard field goal. He does. It's 21-27. And as Indiana lifts the trophy as we speak, or as I'm recording, the final is 21-27. Indiana are your national champions because on the final drive, Miami had a chance to win it with a touchdown. They pushed their chips to the middle of the table. Carson Beck goes gunslinger, and Indiana picks it off. And Miami are the losers at what we affectionately call the National Championship Casino. Go to casino, spend all your money, watch all your money disappear. The National Championship Casino, where you can only win championships and blood diamonds. Blood diamonds. Carson Beck disappointed at Bella Danger. Blood diamonds. No aura farming for you, Carson Beck. Maybe you could buy her a blood diamond. Blood diamonds. Yeah, they went bust. Miami went bust at the National Championship Casino at the last second. Damn, man. I thought they were going to do to Indiana what they did to Ole Miss. Carson Beck throws a floater, a duck, that Sharp picks off and sees the angle of the ball, unlike the wide receiver. And he gets the ball, and that's the game. They kneel it out, and they win the national championship, Indiana. They win the jackpot. They win the pot. Who cares about the love of a Bella Danger when you're national champion? Who cares, baby? Fernando Mendoza does his job. I wouldn't say it was the best game by Fernando Mendoza. There was Mark Davis and Spy Tech there and Tom Brady, so all the Raiders brass were there. I think he knew that. That's why he kind of played a little bit down. He doesn't want to go to the Raiders, which I don't blame him because the Raiders are a garbage franchise. Sorry, Rafa, it's true. But for me, player of the game is Kamara. That block punt doesn't happen. I don't know if Indiana wins the title. That was what made sure Indiana held a 10-point lead. And all they had to do was add to their lead instead of answer Miami. Who knows what they do if they just receive the punt like normal. It would have been good field position, but that blocked punt, I'd say, was the defining moment. That blocked punt was the main defining moment of this tournament, of this final, of this national championship game. They blocked the punt, covered it up, boom, touchdown, and that really made it tough for Miami to get back. With that being said, also the 2 fourth down conversions, those were big turning points. Indiana may not have had their best game. They had their closest game of the playoff by far. But in the end, they executed when they had to win this game. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't awesome. It was good enough. It was good enough for Indiana to win this football game. They found a way, and they found their place to win this football game. They executed in the moment when they had to. It wasn't a blowout, which I'm glad. This was one of the best national championship games in a long time. 5-6 years. It was a damn good game. Indiana were just the better team, and they deserved to win, but Miami put up a good fight. That's all you want to see. Miami can leave with their heads held high that one day it's going to be them. One day they will be national champion under Mario Cristobal. Mario Cristobal throughout this run has definitely gotten everything that people said about him and what people thought about him as a coach definitely all went away in this game or this run. He's a good coach. He cares about Miami, and he sticks up for the U, and he brought the U back. he will be a national champion one day. Indiana, celebrate. You deserve this. This was the best moment you'll ever have. You have a good coach, and you'll still be good with Signetti, but it'll be interesting to see how good they stay. Or if he stays, maybe he'll go to the Steelers. He probably won't. Either way, if Indiana deserves this, their first ever national championship, and they earned that damn thing. They beat the hell out of 3 other teams, but they certainly earned it tonight. It wasn't hard till tonight, but you'd rather the final be the hard one than a game before it. So with that being said, congratulations to Indiana, commiserations to Miami. Indiana wins the national championship. If you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlists. Share this with your friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow for my birthday show live stream because, well, tomorrow's my birthday. So 7:30, 8 o'clock p.m., somewhere in there. I'll decide that very soon. We'll have my birthday show, and I'll see you tomorrow for that. And then I'll see you again on Friday for conference title game, NFL conference title game predictions. So after Tuesday, I'm off for a couple of days, which is good. Either way, I will see you tomorrow. I'm Ryan, and I'm out. Peace. See you.